Hello everyone. The topic which we are going to learn today is decimals. So in this video we will be learning about what are decimal numbers, how to read the decimal numbers, how the decimal numbers can be converted into fractions, how fractions can be converted into decimal numbers, how we can add, subtract, multiply and divide the decimal numbers. All these things related to decimals we will be learning in this video. So let's start with the topic, that is your decimals. So first of all, let's understand what are decimal numbers. So decimal fractions or the decimal numbers are the fractions whose denominators are either 10 or the higher power of 10. Like suppose if I am going to take an example, say I am going to say 3 upon 10. Over here it is a fraction, 3 upon 10 is a fraction in which denominator is 10. That means if the denominator is 10 or the higher power of 10, then such type of fractions are known as decimal fractions. And these decimal fractions can be converted into decimal numbers. How we can do that? That we will be learning in this video only. So 3 upon 10 is an example of decimal fraction. Along with that, if I am going to say 72 over 100. Over here the denominator is 100, that is the higher power of 10. So we will be saying that 72 upon 100 is an example of your decimal fraction. If I'm going to take an example of say 3 upon 5, over here we can say that the denominator is 5. Neither it is 10 or nor it is your higher power of 10. But this 5 can be converted into 10 by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by 2. If we are going to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number in a fraction, then the value of the fractions remains same. We have already learned in the chapter fraction. So we have multiplied the numerator and denominator by the same number, that is 2. So this will turn to 3 multiplied by 2 will be 6 and 5 multiplied by 2 will be 10. Now 3 upon 5 could even be written as 6 upon 10. Here the denominator is 10. So this is again an example of your decimal fraction. Along with that, if I am going to take 5 upon 2, over here 2 is neither 10 or not the higher power of 10, but it can be converted into 10 by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 5. So 5 is 25 over 5 2s are 10. So 5 upon 2 could even be written as 25 over 10, whose denominator is 10. So we will be saying that 5 upon 2 is even an example of your decimal fraction. Now, if we will be seeing how we can convert these decimal fractions into decimal numbers, so we will be knowing that 3 upon 10 could be written as 0.3. 72 over 100 could be written as 0.72. How we can write these, that we will be learning, but this number 3 upon 10 in decimals, it can be written as 0.3. So what we are doing is basically we are converting the decimal fractions into shorter form by placing a dot, that is known as your decimal. This dot is known as your decimal. By putting the decimal at proper place, we are converting the decimal fractions into decimal numbers. Now, how to read the decimal number? Suppose your decimal number is say 0.3. 0.3 is a decimal number. So how we will be reading it? The part which is towards the right of the decimal. This is the decimal. Towards the right of the decimal is this 3. So this is known as your decimal part. And the numbers which are towards the left of the decimal are known as your integral part. So decimal number is composed of two types of numbers. The number which are towards the left of the decimal is known as your integral part. And the numbers which are towards the right of the decimal are known as your decimal part of the number. So the numbers which are the integral numbers, we will be reading as we are doing earlier, even like 23, 273, all these numbers, according to the value we will be reading it. But the numbers which are the decimal part, which are forming the decimal part, we will be reading each and every digit separately in order. Like this number will be read as 0.3. If I am going to take an example, say 200 and this is 272 point, this is your, suppose this is the number. Now how we will be reading it? This is your integral part. So this will be read as 272. And this is your decimal part. So we will be saying that 272.035. After the decimals, we will be reading each and every digit separately in order. So it will be 272.035. Similarly, if your number is say 1058 This is your decimal, then your 7325, this is the number. So how we will be reading it? It will be 1058.7325. This is how we will be reading the decimal numbers. The integral part which are towards the left of the decimal will be read as we were doing earlier, like this is your thousands place is there because 4 digits are there, so it will be at thousands place, so it will be 1058. After decimal, which is your decimal part, we will be reading each and every digit separately in order. So this will be 1058.7325. Now what the place values are, suppose we have taken the number 272.035, this is the number. So before the decimal part, that means towards the left of the decimal part, that is your integral part, the first digit is your units place. It is your units place. This is your tens place. This is your hundreds place. This already we have learned. So this first digit is your units place. This is your tens place. This is your hundreds place. If there is any other digit, it will be your thousand, then 10,000, like that. All these will be the places there. Now after decimal towards the right, the first digit is place value will be your 10th place. It is your 10th place. The second digit will be your 100th place. It is your 100th place. It is your third digit will be your 1000th place. 1000th place. So before decimal, that means the integral part, the first digit will be at its unit place. The second digit's place will be your tens place, then your hundreds place. After decimal towards the right, the first digit will be, the place value will be 10th place, it is your 100th place, it is your 1000th place. So if we will be making the place value chart, in the center it is your decimal, then your units place, then your tens place, then your hundreds place, 100, then it is your 1000, it is your 10,000. These are the place values. After decimal, it is your 10th place, it is 100th place, it is your 1000th place. So if your number is this 1058.7325, how we will be writing is 1058. Wait, it is your 10,000s place, it is having thousands place only. It is your 1058 decimal, then it is your 732, then it is your 10,000th place, that will be your 5. So this is how the place value will be. The 8 place is, the place of 8 is your units place, the place of 5 is your tens place, the place of 0 is hundreds place, the place of 1 is your 1000th place. So it will be 1058. After that, after decimal, it is your 10th place, 100th place, 1000th place, and 5 will be at 10,000th place. So it will be 7325. This is how we will be reading. This is how we will be keeping the numbers at their places. We have already learned that what the place value will be. So place value, the digit which is at units place. Whatsoever the number is at its units place, the place value will be the number multiplied by 1 will be the place value. For tens place, the number multiplied by 10 will be the place value. For hundreds place, the number multiplied by 100 will be the place value. For the number which is a thousands place, the place value will be the number multiplied by 1000. Similarly, the number which is at 10th place, the place value will be number multiplied by 1 upon 10. For the number which is at 100th place, the place value will be number multiplied by 1 upon 100. The number which is at 1000th place, its value will be, place value will be number multiplied by 1 upon 1000. And the number which is at 10,000th place, the value will be number multiplied by 1 upon 10,000. So this is how we can find the place value of the given number. Now coming to how we can convert the decimal number into fractions. If decimal numbers are given to us, how we can convert it into fractions. So first of all, see, suppose your number is 2.72. Suppose this is a decimal number. We need to convert this decimal number into fraction. So what we will be doing is, we will be removing the decimal first of all. First of all, what we will be doing is we will be removing the decimal, and after decimal, how many digits are there? How many decimal places are there? 1 digit, 2 digits are there. So what we will be doing is we will be writing after 1 in the denominator, we will be writing 2 zeros, because after decimal there are 2 digits are there. So we will be removing the decimal. So numerator will become 272 because we have removed the decimal, and because after decimal there were 2 digits, so in the denominator we have taken 1. After 1 we have taken 2 zeros. So this is how we can convert a decimal number into fraction. Suppose your number is say 3.752. Suppose this is a number. So when we will be converting this decimal number into fraction, we will be removing the decimal from the numerator. Numerator will become 3752, and because after decimal there are 3 digits are there, so in the denominator after 1 we will be taking 3 zeros. This is how we can convert a decimal number into fraction. Now we can simplify it even, because both are divisible by 2. We can divide it over here even. It is divisible by 2. Numerator even divisible by 2. Denominator even divisible by 2. So we can convert it into lowest form. We can divide it up to the time it is getting divided. So but initially we can take it like we can remove the decimal, and in the denominator we will be taking as many zeros, as many decimal places are there in the given number after 1. If your number is say 0.35, so what we will be doing is we will be removing the decimal. So number will become, in the numerator it will be 35. In the denominator, because after decimal there are 2 digits are there, so after 1 we will be taking 2 zeros. This is how we can convert a decimal number into fraction. If your number is say 0.75, if this is a number, so if there is no integral part, directly it is decimal parts is there, so what we can do is we can take integral part as your 0. So 0.75 could even be written as 0.75. If there is no integral part in the decimal number, so we can take the integral part as 0. So we can say that 0.75 could even be written as 0.75. Similarly, 0.32 could even be written as 0.32. This is how it can be written. We have already seen that the number which is towards the left of the decimal is known as integral part, and the number which is towards the right of the decimal are known as your decimal part. So any number, decimal number, is composed of 2 parts. One is your integral part, another is your decimal part. Now, if we are going to take number, say decimal number is there. Suppose I am going to say the number is your 2.75. Suppose this is the number. So if after the decimal, like after decimal it is 75 is there, if we are going to keep as many number of zeros as we want, the value of the decimal number is not going to change. So 2.75 is equivalent to 2.750, is equivalent to 2.7500, is equivalent to 2.75000. So if we are going to add zeros after decimal at the last position, so as many numbers, as many zeros we want to add, we can, the value will remain unchanged. The value will remain same. So this is a brief introduction about what decimal numbers are, how we can read it, how we can convert decimal number into fractions. Now we will be seeing how we can convert the fractions into decimal number, just reciprocal of it. Over here, so we have converted decimal numbers into fraction. Now we will be seeing how the fractions can be converted into decimal numbers. Just now we have seen how to convert the decimal numbers into fraction. Now let's understand how to convert the fractions into decimals. So there could be 2 conditions could be there. First condition is when the denominator of the decimal fraction is your either 10, 100, 1000, etc. If there is any of the fraction whose denominator is 10, 100, 1000, so we know that such type of fractions are known as decimal fraction. So if this is the case, when the denominator of any fraction is either 10, 100 or 1000, so how we can convert these type of fractions into decimal number? Suppose your number is 72 over 100. If this is the number, so we can see over here that in the denominator there are 2 zeros are there after 1. After 1 there are 2 zeros are there. So what we will be doing is, in the numerator from the right hand side, after 2 digits we will be placing the decimal. That means point or the dot we will be placing from the right hand side after 2 digits we will be placing the decimal. So this is a 1 digit, this is the second digit, so decimal will be 0.72. So 72 over 100 could be written as 0.72. Just now we have seen that if the integral part of a decimal number is 0, so we can take it as 0 also. So this 0.72 could be written as 0.72 also. Now another example is, suppose your number is 3 upon 100. Now over here we can see that in the denominator, after 1 there are 2 zeros are there. That means from the right hand side, after 2 digits we will be placing the decimal. Now over here in the numerator there is only 1 digit is there, but we have to keep the decimal after 2 digit. So what we will be doing is, we will be placing 0 over here. 3 and 03 both are same thing only. 3 could even be written as 03 also, but if we are going to keep this 0 after 3, so 3 will become 30. So that is not true, that is not correct. So what we will be doing is, we will be keeping 0 before 3, because 3 could even be written as 03. Now there are 2 digits are there in the numerator, so after 2 digits from the right hand side, we will be counting 2 digits. This is 1 digit, this is another digit. So after 2 digits we will be placing the decimal. So this could be written as 0.03. 0.03 was the number, because integral part was 0, so we have taken 0.03. If your number is say 27 over 1000, if the number is 27 over 1000, we have to convert this decimal fraction into decimal number. What we will be doing is, over here we can see that after 1 there are 3 zeros are there. That means in the numerator, from the right hand side, after 3 digits we will be placing the decimal. So again there are 2 digits are there, we have to convert the 3 digits. So we will be writing 27 as 027. Now the number will be 0.027. So 27 over 1000 could be written as 0.027. This is how we can convert a decimal fraction into decimal number. If the denominator is either 10 or the higher power of 10, then easily it can be converted into decimal number. The another condition is, when the denominator is other than 10 or the higher power of 10, then how the fractions could be converted into decimal number. Suppose your number is 2 upon 5. So what we can see over here is, 2 is your dividend and 5 is your divisor. So if we will be dividing it, 2 is the dividend and 5 is your divisor. Now if we will be dividing it, it will be converted into your decimal number. What we will be doing is, because 2 is smaller than 5, so directly we will be placing the decimal. Once we have kept the decimal, we can take 1 0. Now 5 4 is 20, so your quotient will be 4. 5 4 is 20, subtracting it, so remainder will be 0. So we can say that 2 upon 5, if we will be dividing it, it can be written as 0.4, because 0.4 could be written as 0.4 also. So 2.2 upon 5 could be written as your 0.4. This is a fraction which is converted into your decimal number. Suppose your number is say 58 over say if I am going to divide it by 2, suppose 58 over 2. 2 to directly it is divisible, so decimal won't be there. If I am going to divide it by say 4, then what will be the decimal number? So if we will be dividing, 58 is dividend over here, 4 is the divisor over here. Now 4, 1 is 4. Subtracted it, it will be 1. Then we will be taking 8. So 4, 4 is 16. Subtracting it, remainder will be 2. Now there is no other number left over here, but still your remainder is not coming to an end, it is not 0. So what we will be doing is, we will be keeping the decimal over here. Once we have kept the decimal, we will be taking 1 0 over here. So 4 5 is 20. So 58 over 4 could be written as your 14.5. So this is how, if there is any of the fraction is given to us, we can convert this fraction into decimal number also by simply dividing it. Once your all the digit is exhausted, we have used all the digits, then what we will be doing is, we will be taking decimal in the quotient and we will be taking 0 over here in the number. We can take 0 over here after placing the decimal in the quotient. Another example even we can take, suppose your number is say 27 over say 5. If we are going to divide 27 over 5, or over here we can see 27 is the dividend, 5 is the divisor. So 5 is 25. Subtracted it, remainder will be 2. Now your remainder is 2 and your divisor is 5, which is greater than your number. So what we will be doing is we will be keeping decimal in the quotient and we will be taking 0 over here. So 4 is 20. So 27 over 5 could be written as your 5.4. This is how, by simply dividing the numbers, the dividend by the divisor, we can convert a number, a fraction, into a decimal number. Now what decimal places is? The number of digits after decimal in a decimal number is known as number of decimal places. Like if I am going to take an example, 27.532. After decimal, how many digits are there? 1, 2, 3 digits are there after decimal. So this decimal number is having 3 decimal places. Similarly, if your number is say 5.32. If this is a number over here after decimal, there are 2 digits are there. One digit is 3, another digit is 2. So we will be saying that the number 5.32 is having 2 decimal places. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place. So it is having your 2 decimal place. If your number is 0.573295, suppose this is a number. So how many decimal places this number is having? So after decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits are there. So we will be saying that this decimal number is having 6 decimal places. Now what like decimals are? If the number of decimal places in the given decimal numbers are equal, we say that the given decimal numbers are like decimals. Like if I am saying 5.67, it is one of the number. Another number is 27.38. This is another number. The next number is say 158.79. If this is one of the number, say one more number, I am taking 2058.23. This is the number. In all these 4 decimal numbers, after decimal there are 2 digits are there. That means each and every decimal number is having 2 decimal places. So if the decimal places in the decimal numbers is equal, we say such type of decimal numbers to be your like decimals. So all these are your like decimals because in all these decimal numbers, the number of decimal places is equal. Now what is unlike decimal? Just opposite of it. If in the decimal numbers, number of decimal places are not equal, we say such type of decimal numbers as your unlike decimals. Like example could be 3.27, 5.689, 3.1, it could be your 7.1234. If these are the numbers over here, we can see after decimal there are 2 digits, here after decimal 3 digits, here after decimal 1 digit, here after decimal 4 digits. So your decimal places in all the decimal numbers are different. So we will be saying that these decimal numbers are your unlike decimals. Now one more thing, just now we said that we can add as many number of zeros in the decimal place after all the digit has exhausted as we want. So we can say that all the unlike decimals can be converted into like decimals also. How we can convert? Like over here, if these 4 are the example, here we can see 4 number of decimal places, here 1 decimal place, here 3 decimal place, here 2 decimal place. What is the maximum number of decimal place over here? 4. This number is having the maximum number of decimal place. So we can convert all these remaining decimal numbers with 4 decimal places. How we can do that? 3.27 could be written as 3.2700. We can add the zeros. 5.689 could be written as 5.6890. 3.1 could be written as 3.1000. So here we can see that this number, this number, this number, this number, all are having 4 decimal places. So if any of the unlike decimals are given to us, we can convert the unlike decimals into like decimals also by putting as many number of 0 as it is required in the question. Now let's understand how to add and subtract the decimal numbers. So first of all, let's see how to add the decimals. So if we have to add 0.5 and 0.37, these two are the decimal numbers, we have to add them, then how we will be adding it? Over here we can see after decimal there is one digit, that means its decimal place is 1. In this digit after decimal there are two digits are there, that means this is having your two decimal places. So first of all we will convert these two decimal numbers into your like decimals. For that the decimal places should be equal. So what we can do is 0.5 could be written as 0.50. Now this is having your two decimal places, and 0.37 was already having two decimal places. Now we will be keeping one number over the other such that the decimals of both the numbers will be in a vertical line. Along with that, all the digits with the same place value will be one over the other. This 0 is at units place, this is even at units place. So 0 will come over 0. This 5 is at 10th place, this 3 is even at 10th place. So these two numbers will be one over the other. This 0 is at 100th place, this 7 is even at 100th place. So this 0 and this 7 will be in a vertical line. So how we will be arranging it? 0.50 and the another number is 0.37. So what we have done is we have taken the decimal numbers in a vertical line. Along with that, all the digits with the same place value are one over the other. Once we have arranged it, now simply as we were doing earlier, the addition, in the same way from the right hand side we will start adding. 0 plus 7 will be 7, 5 plus 3 will be 8, this is decimal, 0 plus 0 will be 0. So sum of these two decimal numbers will be 0.87. Now suppose we have to add these three decimal numbers. Here we can see that 9.25 is having two decimal places, 3.4 is having one decimal place, and 6.666 is having three decimal place. So first of all we will convert all these numbers with the same decimal places. For that 9.25 could be written as 9.250. 3.4 could be written as 3.400. and 6.666 is already having three decimal places. Now all the three numbers are having three decimal place. Now we will be doing is we will be arranging all the numbers in a vertical line like 9.250. The decimal of each and every number will be in a vertical line, and all the digits at the same place will be having with the same place values will be one over the other. Now here 3 is at units place. This is your decimal. This is 400. This is your 6.666. So what we have done is we have taken the decimals of all the numbers in a vertical line. All these numbers 936 were at their units place, so they are one over the other. The numbers 246 were at 10th place, so they are one over the other. The number 506, they were at 100th place, so they are one over the other. Similarly, we have taken all the place values number at the same place value one over the other. Now it is easy to add. We will be adding from the right hand side. 0 plus 0 plus 6 will be 6. 6 plus 5 is 11, carry over 1. 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13, 3, carry over 1. Now this carry over will shift over here in the integral part. 9 plus 1 is 10, 16 and 3, 19. So the sum will be 19.316. Now let's understand how to subtract the decimal. So same concept we'll be using as we had done in the terms of your addition also. First of all, we will be converting the numbers to be subtracted into your like decimals. Over here we have to subtract 5.4 from 9.8. 9.8 is having one decimal place. 5.4 is even having one decimal place. So already they are your like decimals. Now what we will be doing is we will be arranging these numbers. 9.8 we have written, then we will be writing 5.4. The decimal of both the numbers will be in a vertical line, and the digits which are at the same place value will be one over the other. These two numbers 9 and 5, these two digits were at units place. These two digits were at their 10th place. So that's the reason we have kept them one over the other. Now again from the right hand side we will be start subtracting. 8 minus 4 will be 4. 9 minus 5 will be your 4. So answer will be 4.4. Now if we have to subtract 4.3, we have to subtract 0.16 from 4.3. This is a number which is to be subtracted from 4.3. Now in the 4.3 we are having one decimal place. In 0.16 we are having two decimal place. So first of all we will write 4.3 as 4.30. Now we will be arranging the numbers 4.30 and it is your 0.16. 4 and 0 both were at units place, so we have taken one over the other. Decimals are in a vertical line. Then this 3 and this 1 are at 10th place. This 0 and this 6 is at 100th place. So we have taken the numbers, the digits with the same place value, one over the other. Now we will start subtracting. From 0 we can't subtract 6, so we will be borrowing it. So this 3 will become 2 and this 0 will become 10. So 10 minus 6 will be your 4. Now this is 2. 2 minus 1 will be 1. 4 minus 0 will be 4. So the subtraction, the difference will be your 4.14. Now the next is we have to subtract 4.73 from 8.5. First of all we will convert it into like decimals. It is having one decimal place, it is having two decimal place. So we'll be taking 0 over here. So from 8.50 we need to subtract 4.73. We'll be arranging the numbers 8.50, 4.73. Decimals we have taken in a vertical line and all the digits with the same place values we have taken one over the other. From the right hand side we will start subtracting. Again from 0 we can't subtract 3. So we will be borrowing. This will become 4 and this will become 10. From 10 we will be subtracting 3, we will be getting 7. Again from 4 we cannot subtract 7, so we will be borrowing. This will become 7 and this number will become 14. From 14 we will be subtracting 7, we will be getting 7. From 7 we will be subtracting 4, we will be getting 3. So the difference of the given numbers is your 3.77. This is how we can add and subtract the decimal numbers. First of all, we have to convert all the numbers which are to be added or to be subtracted into like decimals. Then we will be keeping the decimals of the given numbers in a vertical line and we will be writing all the digits with the same place values one over the other. Once we have arranged it, then it is very easy to add the numbers and to subtract the numbers. After addition and subtraction, now let's understand how to multiply the decimal numbers. So first condition is when the multiplication is done by 10, 100, 1000 means either 10 or by higher power of 10. If the multiplicand is going to multiply by either 10 or the higher power of 10, then how we can multiply the numbers? Suppose your number is 0.87 is to be multiplied by 10. Over here we can see that after 1 there is 1 0 is there. So what we will be doing is the decimal number, the decimal of the decimal number will be shifted towards the right by one digit. That means this decimal is over here just now towards the left of 8 it is. Now this decimal will be shifting towards the right by one digit. That means this will be here now or the answer will be 8.7. This decimal is going to shift by one digit towards the right because we are going to multiply this 0.87 by 10 and 10 is having your 1 0 after 1. So that's the reason it is going to shift by one digit. Now, if your number is 2.948, it is going to be multiplied by 100. Over here, we can see after 1, there are 2 zeros are there. So, the decimal of the decimal number will be shifting towards the right by 2 digits. So, this decimal will be placed after 4 now. Towards the right, it is going to shift by 2 digits. So, the answer will be 294.8 will be the answer. The decimal has shifted towards the right by 2 digits because we have multiplied it by 100. Now the number is 6.4 multiplied by 1000. In 1000, we are having 3 zeros are there after 1. So the decimal is going to shift towards the right by 3 digits. Over here, we can see that there is only one digit is there. But we even know that 6.4 could be written as 6.400. 6.4 could even be written as 6.400 and if we are going to multiply this by 1000 then the decimal is going to shift towards the right by 3 digits. So this decimal is going to shift over here. So this could be written as 6400 will be the answer. Or we can do one more thing. We can take one more 0 over here. So this 0.0. Like this even we can write. Otherwise, this is equivalent to your 6400 only, because at decimal place, if it is your 0 only, decimal part it is 0, so there is no value of it, we can write it as 6400 also. So if there are no decimal places, this much of number of decimal places are not there, we can add that much number of zeros, and then we will be shifting the decimal towards the right by as many number by as we are having zeros in the your multiplicand. This is your multiplicand, this is your multiplier. In the multiplier we are having 3 zeros, so we will be shifting the decimal by 3 digits towards the right. So answer will be your 6400. One digit we have shifted, 2 digit, 3 digits, so we'll be shifting it after 3 digits, so it will be your here, the decimal will be placed here. So answer will be 6400. This is one of the method. The another is multiplication by a whole number. If the multiplicand is your 5.8 and the multiplier is 4, which is a whole number, then how we will be multiplying it? For that, we need to ignore the decimal initially. Initially, we are ignoring the decimal. This 5.8, what we will be doing is, we will be simply multiplying 58 by 4. We have to multiply 5.8 by 4. For that, what we had done is, initially we are ignoring the decimal, so the number will become 58. So we will be multiplying 58 by 4. 4 8 is 32, carry over 3, 4 5 is 20 and 23. The product of 58 and 4 is your 232. Now what we will be doing is, we are writing 232. In the multiplicand, you are having your one decimal place. There is one decimal place. After decimal, there is one digit. So one decimal place is there. So in the product also, we will be having one decimal place. For that, what we will be doing is, from the right hand side, after one digit, we will be placing the decimal. So product of 5.8 and 4 will be 23.2. Simply we have ignored the decimal, we have multiplied 58 and 4. Product of 58 and 4 was 232. Now because in the multiplicand we are having one decimal place, so we have taken one decimal place in the product also. So we are having in the 23.2, we are having your one decimal place. This is how we can multiply it. If we have to multiply 5.037 into 8, again we are ignoring the decimal right now. So number will become 5037, and we have to multiply this by 8. 7 8 is 56, carry over 5. 8 3s are 24, 24 and 5 will be 29. So we are writing it as 29, and 5 8 is 40. So product of 5037 and 8 is your 40,296. Now in this digit we are having 3 decimal places, because after decimal we are having 3 digits, so we are having 3 decimal places. So in the product also we will be having 3 decimal places. For that, from the right hand side, after 3 digits we will be placing the decimal. So product of 5.037 by 8 will be 40.296. Simply ignoring the decimal, we have taken the simple digits, we have multiplied it. Whatsoever the decimal places we were having initially, in the product also we will be having that much number of decimal places. Now the third condition is, when the multiplication of a decimal number is done by another decimal number. When the multiplicand and the multiplier both are having decimals, in that case how we will be multiplying the numbers? Again what we will be doing is, we will be ignoring the decimals. So if we will ignore the decimal over here, this number will become 46. If we will ignore decimal over here, this number will become 21. So we will be simply multiplying 46 and 21. 1 multiplied by 6 is 6, it is 4, 0 we have taken. 6 2s are 12, 2 carry over 1. 4 2s are 8 and 1 9. We will be adding it, 6, 4 2 6, and it is your 966. So the product of 46 and 21 is 966. Now what we will be doing is, this multiplicand is having your one decimal place. This multiplier is having your one decimal place. We will be adding these two decimal places. One decimal place from here, one decimal place over here. So 1 plus 1, that means 2. That means in the product we will be having 2 decimal places. That means from the right hand side, after 2 digits we will be placing the decimal. So after 2 digits, this is your 1 digit, this is another digit. So answer will be your 9.66 will be the product of 4.6 and 2.1. what we had done is we have ignored the decimals. Simply we have taken the numbers and we have multiplied it. Once we have multiplied it, then what we will be doing is we will be checking the number of decimal place in the multiplicand. We will be checking the number of decimal places in the multiplier. We will be adding these decimal places, and this much number of decimal places will be there in the product. Another example is 0.568 is to be multiplied by 6.4. So what we will be doing is, again we are ignoring the decimal. So this will be your 568, because 0 initially doesn't make a difference. So this number is 568 and this number is your 64. We will be multiplying these two numbers. So it was 32, 2, 3 you carry over. So 6, 4 is 24, 24, 27, 2 carry over, 4, 5 is 20, 22. 0 we have taken. 6, 8 is 48, 4, 6, 6, 36, 4, 40, 4, then 5, 6 is 30, 34. We will be adding it. It is 2, 15, 5 carry over 1. This is 3, 4, 2, 6, 3, 6. So this will be your 36,352 is the product of 568 and your 64. Now in the multiplicand we are having 3 decimal places. In the multiplier we are having 1 decimal place. After decimal 1 digit is there. So 1 decimal place, total of 4 decimal places are there. That means in the product we will be having 4 decimal place. For that, from the right hand side we will be placing the decimal after 4 digit, 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, 4 digit. So answer will be 3.6352 will be the product of the given numbers. This is how we will be multiplying any two given decimal numbers. This is the easiest case when the multiplicand is going to multiply by either 10 or the higher power of 10. So this is one case. This is another case when a multiplicand is going to multiply by a whole number, and when both the multiplicand and multiplier are your decimal numbers. How we can multiply it. After multiplication, now let's understand how to divide the decimals. So the first condition is when the division is done by 10, 100 or 1000. When your divisor is either 10, 100, 1000 or the higher power of 10, then how we will be dividing it. In these type of cases, what we will be doing is we will be saying that in the divisor how many zeros are there after 1. Here we can see that after 1 there is 1 0 is there. That means the decimal of the decimal number. This 54.9 is the decimal number, where decimal is there in between your 4 and 9. So decimal is going to shift towards the left by 1 digit, because there is 1 0 in the divisor. So decimal is going to shift towards the left by 1 digit. So the answer will be 5.49 will be the answer. It is going to shift by 1 digits towards the left. Now if we have to divide 7.8 by 100, in the divisor there are 2 zeros are there after 1. So the decimal of the decimal number is going to shift towards the left by 2 digits. Over here we can see that towards the left of the decimal we are having only 1 digit. So but we want 2 digits over here. So what we will be doing is this 7.8 could be written as 07.8 also. Both means the same. Now this is going to shift, the decimal is going to shift towards the left by 2 digits. So the answer will be 0.078 will be the answer, and this could even be written as 0.078. So the answer will be 0.078 because in the divisor there were 2 zeros were there. So we need to shift the decimal in the decimal number towards the left by 2 digits. We were having only 1 digit, so we have taken another digit by placing 0 over here. So the number will become 07.8, and if we are going to replace this decimal towards the left by 2 digits, then it will become 0.078. Now if the number is 324.76, if we have to divide this by 1000, 1000 is having 3 zeros after 1, so we will be we will be keeping this decimal towards the left by 3 digit. We will be shifting the decimal towards the left by 3 digits. So 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit. So this will be shifted over here. So the answer will be 0.32476. This decimal has shifted over here. So this will be the answer, and this could even be written as 0.32476. If there is no integral part, then we can take 0 as the integral part. So the answer will be 0.32476. Now the another condition is when the division we have to do by your whole numbers. That means dividend is a decimal number but the divisor is a whole number. In that case, how we will be dividing it? So see, 12.8 is your dividend over here and divisor is your 4. So 4, first of all we will be checking the integral part. So 4 3s are 12. Subtracted it, it is your 0. Now we are taking the digit which is after decimal. Once we are taking the digit which is after decimal, we will keep the decimal in the quotient. Now we will be taking this 8. 4 2s are 8. Subtracting it, remainder is 0. So when we will be dividing 12.8 by 4, we will be getting 3.2. Similarly, if we have to divide 4.672 by 8. Now what we will be doing is, over here the integral part is less than that of your divisor. So directly we need to use a digit which is after decimal. So the number will become 46, but because we are using the digit which is after decimal also, so directly in the quotient there will be decimal. Directly we'll be keeping the decimal, then we will be using the digit which is after decimal. So what the number will become now? Now the number will become 46. So 8 5 is 40. 46 minus 40 will be your 6. Then we will be taking 7. Then this will become 8 5 is 40, 8 is 40, 8 7 is 56, 8 8 is 64. Subtracting it, it will be 3. Then it is 2. 4 8 is 32. So when we will be dividing 4.672, because directly we are using the digit which is after decimal, so in the quotient we will be applying decimal directly. So the division of this means quotient of these two will be your 0.584, or it could even be written as 0.584, because integral part there was no integral part. That's the reason we have taken 0 as the integral part. Now if the dividend and the divisor both are having decimals, so what we will be doing? Over here we can see that after decimal there is one digit. Here we can see that after decimal there are two digits. So we will be shifting the in the dividend also, in the divisor also, the decimal places towards the right by the same number of times. So here we have shifted it by one digit and we will be shifting it also by one digit. So if we will be shifting this decimal by one digit, this will become 43.2. And if we have shifted this decimal by one digit, so this has become 12. So in the divisor, now we don't have decimal. So this division is similar to this division. So we can divide it easily now. 443.2 is to be divided by 12. What we had done is we have shifted the decimal by equal number of places towards the right. If we have shifted this decimal towards right by one digit, our decimal will be removed. So we have shifted it by one digit. So we have shifted in the dividend also the decimal towards the right by one digit. So this number 4.32 will become 43.2 now, and 1.2 will become 12 now. So simply now we can divide these two numbers. It is your 43.2 divided by 12. 12 3s are 36. Subtracting it, so it will be 7. Now we are using the digit which is after decimal, so we will be keeping decimal in the quotient. So 12 6 are 72. So when we will be dividing these two numbers, the answer will be 3.6. So either we are dividing 4.32 by 1.2 or we are dividing 43.2 by 12. Both are the same thing. So we have simply divided it. We have converted the divisor into the whole number and then simply we have divided it. Now if we have to divide 4.8432 by 0.08, here we can see in the divisor we are having 2 decimal places, in the dividend we are having 4 decimal places. So if we want the divisor to be a whole number, we have to shift this decimal by 2 digits towards the right. Right? So we have shifted this decimal towards the right by 2 digits. Now if we have shifted in the divisor, so we have to shift the same thing in the dividend also. So in the dividend also we'll be shifting the decimal towards the right by 2 digits. So this will become 484.32 divided by 8. This decimal is removed now because we have shifted the decimal towards the right by 2 digits to make it a whole number. So this is your 8 now, and we have shifted this decimal towards the right by 2 digits, because if we have shifted this divisor by decimal by 2 digits, so we have to shift in the dividend also. In the dividend also we have shifted the decimal towards the right by 2 digits. So this number has become 484.32, and this will become 8. Now again it is same as what we had done previously. So we'll be dividing 484.32 by 8. 8 6 is 48. It is 0. We'll be taking 4. Now we have taken 4. 8 0 is 0. Again it is 4. Now we are taking the number which is after decimal. After decimal it is, so we will be keeping decimal over here in the quotient. This 3 we will be taking over here. So 8 5 is 40. Then 3 is here, and then 2. We have taken this 2 over here. This 3 we have taken here, because here 3 we have taken after decimal, so we have placed decimal over here in the quotient. 4 8 is 32. So remainder is your 0. So when we will be dividing these two numbers, the quotient will be 60.54. This will be the quotient. So this is how we can divide any two decimal numbers, one decimal number by a whole number, your decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000. This is how we can divide it. And if there are more decimal places, if in the divisor the decimal places are more than that of your dividend, in that case what we will be doing? Suppose your question is same 28.03 divided by say 4.732. If this is the number, in the divisor we are having 3 decimal places, in the dividend we are having 2 decimal places. So if we will be shifting by 2 decimal places, this will even be a decimal number only. The divisor will still be a decimal number. So we want divisor to be a whole number. For that what we need to do is, we need to shift the decimal by 3 digits. Then only our divisor will become a whole number. So for that we need to shift the decimal of dividend also by 3 digits. But over here in the dividend we are having only 2 decimal places. So what we will be doing is, we will be writing this as 28.030. We will be writing 28.03 as 28.030 divided by 4.732. Now in the dividend also we are having 3 decimal places, in the divisor also we are having 3 decimal places. So we can shift the decimal by 3 digits towards the right in both dividend also and divisor also. That simply means it will become 28030 divided by 4732. If we will be dividing these two numbers, whatsoever the quotient will be there, it will be the same as of your initial question. This is how we can divide the numbers. Now what is terminating decimals and what is non-terminating decimals? Whenever we are dividing the dividend by the divisor, there could be two conditions could be there. If any of the fraction is there, and in the fraction we are dividing the dividend by the divisor, either after certain steps the remainder will come to an end. Over here whatever the cases we have taken, in each and every case after certain steps your remainder has come to an end, it has become 0. These type of division, these type of decimals are known as your terminating decimals. These type of questions are known as your terminating decimals, because after certain steps your remainder has come to an end. So when we have divided these two numbers, your 3.2 has come. That means your remainder has terminated. And in these cases, whatsoever the questions we are getting, these type of questions are known as your terminating decimals, because your division has terminated after certain steps. But there are conditions when after so many steps of division also, the remainder is not coming to 0. Like if we are going to divide 1 upon 3. If we will be dividing 1 upon 3, that means 1 is the dividend over here and 3 is the divisor. So if we are dividing 1 and 3 here, directly we need to take decimal, because 1 is less than that of your 3. So directly we will be taking decimal. 0 will come over here. 3 3s are 9, subtracted it 1. Again we will be taking 0. So 3 3s are 9. Again 1, taken 0. 3 3s are 9. Again and again your remainder is coming to 1. And if you are keep on dividing this till 5 steps, 7 steps, 10 steps, then also your remainder will be 1, and the division means your remainder will never ever come to an end. So such type of divisions, when your remainder is never ever coming to an end, your remainder is repeating again and again, or you can say any of the digit in your quotient is repeating again and again. It could be any of the digit or a group of digit also. So if this is the case, such type of quotients are known as your non-terminating decimals, because it is not 0.3. It is not 0.33 also. It is not 0.333 also. It is your 0.3333. It was not going to come to an end, and we represent it by dots. That means division will not come to an end, remainder will never ever come to 0, and that's the reason the division is keep on moving. Such type of your quotients are known as non-terminating decimals. So whensoever your division is complete, remainder is coming to an end after as many steps, after 5 steps, after 7 steps, after 2 steps, such type of quotients are your terminating decimals. And when your division is not coming to an end, then such type of quotients are known as your non-terminating decimals. If we are going to see further, then if your divisor is either 2 or multiple of 2, directly multiple of 2, or 5 or directly multiple of 5, in that case your remainder will come to an end, it is going to terminate. That means if divisor is in the form of 2 raised to the power n multiplied by 5 raised to the power m, if divisor is in this form, then always and always after certain steps your remainder will come to 0. That means if I am saying 5 upon 2, here divisor is 2, so after certain steps your remainder will come to an end. That means it will be a terminating decimal. If your number is say 7 upon 5, over here your divisor is 5, so after certain steps your remainder will come to an end. If your division is like say 9 over 4, so 4 could be written as 2 multiplied by 2. That means after certain steps it is going to terminate. So whensoever your divisor is multiple of 2 and your 5, that means in the powers of 2's and 5's, then your remainder will come to an end, it is going to terminate. Otherwise it is not going to terminate. Like if remainder was if your divisor was 3, it is neither multiple of your 2 nor of 5, so it is not going to terminate, it will be a non-terminating decimal. Similarly, if your number is 2 upon 7, here divisor is 7, which is again not multiple of 2 and 5. That's the reason if we are going to divide this, then it is not going to terminate. So this is all about this chapter decimals. Hope it is clear to you what decimal numbers are, how we can convert decimals into fractions, fractions into decimal, how we can add, subtract, multiply and divide the decimal numbers. This is all about decimals. Soon we'll be coming with the more topics related to mathematics. Till then, thank you.